What is up, everybody? You are back with another episode of the Chronically Motivated Project, where we talk about effective thinking and how to overcome some of the hardest things you'll ever face in life, just by changing the way you think. Today's episode, turn your desires into necessities. That's today's motto. I was recently talking with someone on social media, and I get this question a lot. A lot of people slide in my DMs and ask, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay focused? Like, every time I try and stick to a goal, I can't stick to it. I start it and then I stop. I just can't stick to it. How do you do it? I get this question a lot. And it's kind of a frustrating question. For one, as if it's an option to me, it's not. But I saw something interesting that Andy Frisella on the MF CEO Project was talking about. And I want to kind of talk about that for a second. Asking someone how you stay motivated is the wrong question. No one stays motivated. Motivation is a very temporary thing. It's like bathing. You have to do it daily for it to work. And even then, some people need it more than daily, more than once. Motivation never sticks with anyone. I'm motivated random times, but I'm also demotivated a lot, probably more than I am motivated. That's just how we work as people, and that's okay. But don't ask someone how they stay motivated. The real question you need to be asking is, how do you develop the discipline to do the shit you need to do even when you don't feel like doing it? How do you develop this skill, this ability to do stuff when you don't want to because you know you have to? That's the real question. Well, that's really hard, I can't do that because every time I try, it just doesn't work. All right, you have a problem staying motivated? Let me ask you, do you work? Do you work for a living? Yeah? Do you need to go to work? Is it a necessity? Oh, yeah? No, you don't need to go to work. What you could do is give up your home and give up your car and give up your smartphone and give up your income and become a homeless person and live under a bridge. You could do that. You could be homeless. But you tell yourself that you can't. You tell yourself that it's a necessity to go to work when in reality, it's a desire to go to work because you don't want to be homeless. And if you have the ability to turn a desire into a necessity, you have the ability to do that with any aspect of your life. You're doing it with work, you're doing it with school, you're doing it with whatever else. If you have the ability to turn the desire to not be homeless into the necessity of going to work, you have the ability to turn the desire of not being out of shape into the necessity of going to the gym. You have the ability to turn the desire of making that business succeed into the necessity of doing the little shit work you need to do right now and every moment from here on out to make that business a reality. If you have the ability to control your desires and turn your wants into needs, turn your desires into necessities, you have the ability to choose. So don't say, why do I stay motivated or why am I not being motivated? It's not about motivation. It's about discipline. It's about choosing the right way you think about things. If you haven't got from this whole podcast, the whole concept is choosing the right thoughts. Yes, you kind of have to almost lie to yourself like you have been your entire life. You don't need the things that you say you need. You don't need the job, you want the job. Let's use the correct language from now on for a second, okay? You don't need the new phone, you want the new phone. You don't need a raise, you want the raise. You don't need a bigger house, you don't need that person that you want to date. You don't need these things. You have a basic sense of needs that are actual necessities. Food, water, shelter, some sort of shelter. Could be a bridge, could be a house. Food, water, shelter. Pretty much your basic needs. If we go up higher in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there's physiological need, there's love, there's all kinds of things that start to go up in that hierarchy. But when we talk about a basic human need, food, water, shelter, okay? We want what we need, and we need what we want. That is one of the biggest flaws of the human mentality, is we always want what we need. You know, someone wants to get in better health, in better shape. Health is a necessity, but we only want to get in better shape. Now, we need to go to work. We need to do all these errands. We need to do these things that we want to do. And we want to do these things that we need to do. You think about it. I want this dream so bad of running this business or earning this body or being healthy. I want it so bad, but there's always a but, especially when it comes to people's dreams and goals and aspirations. I want it so bad, but I have to do this. I have no time. I can't find any money. I'm broke. I'm just too tired. Then the excuses come pouring in, just pouring in like a waterfall, almost as if like you hit the jackpot, you know, and you won all of the excuses in the world, like you're getting paid for them. Why is it that we're so quick to throw away what we really need for what we kind of want? We use these excuses to push ourselves away from the things we need. With our health, we do it all the time. Yeah, I want to get healthy. I want to eat healthy. I want to work out. But I'm busy. I have to go to work. I have to pick up this extra shift. I have to make more money. I have to buy this bigger house. I want, not I have to. You don't need a bigger house. You don't need more money. And if you do need more money, make sure you're separating the desire from the necessity. Why? What value will it give you? Is it something that you can't live without? Let's start asking ourselves what we really mean by what we say. When you say you need the newest technology or you need that new clothing brand, you don't need it. You want it really bad. And that's okay to want. It is okay to want. But when you convince yourself that you need something that you only really want, you're going to create a really shitty life for yourself, because you're creating this huge sense of expectation. And if you don't get a false necessity, you're basically convincing yourself that you're being deprived of something that keeps you alive. It's pretty shitty, you know? It's pretty shitty that we've become this society that's driven by wants disguised as needs. Now, I'll give it to advertisers. Advertising has influenced our wants and evolved them or transformed them to become our needs. We live today based on the things we need. You know, if you ask any kid or any teenager what they need, they'll say something like, yeah, you know, I need the iPhone 10 and I need a pair of those Yeezys. No, stupid. What you need is an actual apple, you know, the healthy kind, and you need a pair of jeans that actually fits so you can go get a respectable job and earn money and maybe invest in your own business and maybe learn a thing or two. That's what you need. You need to invest in yourself. But in your eyes, in a kid's eyes, and someone growing up to today's society, or someone who's so caught up in the worldly, you know, shit of advertising and social media, you're convinced, and people are convinced, that what they need are these desires that everyone else has. And it's become a need in society to have that flat screen TV, to have that amazing computer or Apple Watch or smartphone, or let's be real, no one wants an Android. But honestly, we feel less as people. We feel deprived or almost impoverished if we can't afford the newest iPhone. But in reality, we're so much farther ahead than 90% of the world that they don't even have internet or food. They don't have their basic needs. And we feel like we don't have our basic needs because we don't have 4G. We don't have Wi-Fi everywhere. We don't have the newest pair of shoes. Seriously? We have such an incredible ability to tell ourselves that we need what we want and we want what we need. Again, you are the one responsible for telling yourself the things you need and telling yourself the things you want. So if you really want certain things out of life, things that are going to push you forward, for the better of you. I'm not talking about clothes or how you look or cameras or any of this flashy shit. I'm talking about, maybe you want to give value. You want to develop a nonprofit or a business that's going to give value to people. Maybe you want to be healthy, which is weird in today's day and age. But maybe you want to commit to yourself. And if you want to do that and you have the ability to transform that desire into a necessity, how much harder would you work for yourself if you treated it like the job you go to every morning? No matter how bad it sucks, you bitch about it, you complain, you write a Facebook status about how much you hate it, but you still go because you tell yourself you can't skip work. You've taken that desire to not be homeless and that desire to not be broke and that desire to keep that job and made it into a necessity. So why not tell yourself you can't skip the gym? You can't skip the healthy food. You can't skip the little work you need to do, those articles you need to write. And I'm talking to myself too when I say this, guys. I'm not just preaching at you and spitting this stuff at you. I look at my computer as I'm doing this podcast right now and things I need to do. And I'm like, damn, you're right. And I'm like, oh, damn, I'm the one doing this podcast and I'm talking to myself. This is crazy. But it's real, You know the things you need to do. And if you can create those needs, make those things that you're trying to do a necessity in your mind, just like going to work, we'll all be a lot better off. We'll all be a lot more fulfilled and happy because those things we really want and those things we really need will come true when we frame them the right way in our minds, in our perspective. Okay? People don't take their goals seriously because people only want their goals. They don't need them. When you need something, when you truly feel a need for something, no matter what, you're going to go. You start breaking laws because you're late to work and you're on your, third, whatever it's called, write-up. And if you're late again, you're going to get fired. And you're convinced if I get fired, I'm going to be homeless and I don't want this life. And oh my God, everything's going to fucking suck and I'm going to lose my life. I'm going to die if I don't get to work. You start breaking laws, start driving on the sidewalk, start calling people, trying to get them to clock in for you. You go out of your way to get it done in fear that this desire to keep this job is a necessity. Now, obviously, it comes with frustration and anger and turmoil if you lose this job. Yes, I'm not saying life is easy. Shocker. Things come with frustration, but when shit happens, and you don't die. If you lost your job and everything you own right now, you wouldn't die. You'd be able to make it back eventually, someday. Just because it's turmoil and struggle doesn't mean your life is over. The reason people don't accomplish their goals is because they don't take themselves seriously. They take everything around them seriously. Their job, the people they want and love, the things they want and love that keep them farther from their goal. Everything else takes precedence over yourself. Stop. That's done. That's done. If you can convince yourself you need to go to work, you can convince yourself that you need to go to work on yourself. Turn your desire into necessity and accomplish your goals. That wraps up today's Chronically Motivated Project podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Short, quick, to the point. I will be back tomorrow with Trash Talk Tuesday. Until then, I will talk to you guys later.